Hello there my YouTube friends and fans. It's time that I'm making a video about what's happening with the Division 2 right now on the Xbox, and I heard PC players have similar issues. I think PlayStation players have barely any of those issues. But let's just talk about what my experiences are, and I'm playing on the Xbox. I love this game before the update. There was no issues, none at all. There was no lagging, no freezing, nothing, no glitches, nothing. The game just ran really nice. And I enjoyed myself so much. But then on Friday, April 5th, the Ubisoft rolled out with an update, and I was eager to see what was new, and I was playing and I ran into a ton of issues. I got so mad I deleted all my recordings. So the next day I was like, I have to record this. I have to record this. If I have to kind of show them what's happening, if I'm the only one that sees that. And look at that. I was like, what is going on with the sound? Something is off. The sound is delayed, first of all. That was my first notice. But everything sounded off. And now, look at this. Did you hear this? No, of course you didn't, because there's no sound. All the sound has gone completely. The day before I thought, oh, it was only that you couldn't hear the enemy guns. But now I realized, oh wow, it's actually my gun doesn't sound either. And the sounds are slowly coming back on the other side, but my gun still doesn't have a sound at all. And while that doesn't seem to be so bad for some gamers, I just urge you to play a game without sound on and see how you like it. It is very annoying, because you need not just visual feedback, but you also need audio feedback in order to know what's going on around you. So I'm getting shot at, but I see the enemy, so that's okay. But look at that. Speaking of seeing the enemy, can you see this? This enemy literally just disappeared, and he's still shooting at me, just so you know. So I'm basically looking at a transparent enemy right here. So just to show that one more time. Yep, there's absolutely no sound. I don't even hear the wind blowing. So with all the enemies gone, it's time for me to move on, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm trying to be positive here. Games have glitches, and oh, look at this graphic glitch right there. This is one of many where things are just completely blurry, then they pop up. Very weird. And I'm trying to go here. All of a sudden, there is a transparent wall. I cannot go through here at all. Which is very weird because I've gone through here many times. There's a transparent wall on the left of me too. So I can't go through here either. Can you see this? Absolutely weird. Yep, there is some kind of a wall. And I have no idea why there's all of a sudden a transparent wall here. If I hadn't been here before, I would probably think, oh, maybe I'm not allowed to enter this area, but it should probably kind of tell me that. And so I managed to finally get around here, which is kind of a hassle because I have to take like the long way around because of that transparent wall. Well, that's definitely super annoying, especially if that's going to happen a lot. So now I'm like thinking I'm around, but again, there is a big transparent wall surrounding this whole area. So it's time for me to actually take a look at the map to see where I am and if there's supposed to be a transparent wall. And you can see that I'm like right here at the border of the White House. There's no reason for it to be a transparent wall around this whole area. I have crossed this area many times. So another bug that's even more annoying than the sound issue. So a day later, I go and I'm like, I'm just gonna try to do some bounties. What can go wrong? It's just like some guys that I have to shoot, and then some main guy I have to shoot, and that's really easy. It's not actually a mission or anything. So again, a day later, We still have sound issues. Okay. I'm just gonna deal with it. I'm still hoping for Ubisoft to kind of talk about this and tell us when this will be fixed. But so far I've checked Twitter and Facebook. I haven't seen anything. So here we go again. Yeah, you hear him moaning, but that's about it. So I'm finally inside the building, which was quite some frustrating gameplay here because of the sound issues. And it just keeps going on.
I lost a dead target!
For some reason, their voices are there, but pretty much any other sound is gone. And then we finally get the sound of the guns back, or at least partially. So even though I know that I'm not the only one with the sound issues, I thought I'm still going to try to see if there's anything I can find out what's going on here. So I go into the audio settings here and I see that I actually turned down the music volume at one point and I left everything else pretty much at default. And I shouldn't really be allowed to turn that down, and it was really working fine before the update. It was exactly like the way I wanted it. So I decided to just simply reset it back to default and see if that makes any difference, but it actually didn't. And to make matters worse, you can see another bug right here. Yep, this is what happened to me more and more often, where the screen literally just freezes in the middle of you kind of trying to defend yourself or shoot an enemy, which is very, very annoying and got me killed many, many times. Because sometimes the enemy can shoot at you before you get out of the freeze. And then so here I was just so super annoyed. I didn't even enjoy playing anymore. And you can see here just another weird freeze happening right here. Look at that. So the next day, I'm going back into the Division 2 to find out if anything has been fixed. And it seems good so far. The sounds are on point. Everything works like I remember it working a week ago. So I'm getting really excited. I'm like, oh my god, did they actually fix the game? So I see an enemy back there. He's running away from me.
We've lost one.
I can hear him. There's a deer now. Here's the enemy. Behind that wall. That's all good. Sound's still working. Everything working. Great. So far, so good. Sound is gone again. So I'm getting a little nervous at this point. I've never been at this point. This is a new bounty I'm trying to work on because I got really tired of the other one. I see enemies around the corner, so I'm getting into cover. They're right there behind that corner, behind the columns. So I'm hearing some voices to my right. There's nobody there. Can you see that? There's nobody there. The enemies I'm seeing are back there by the elevator, behind the wall. Something is shooting at me. I cannot tell where it's coming from. I don't see any enemies here. I had to look at this video to kind of make sure I'm not crazy here, but there is nobody here. I'm getting shot again by some kind of transparent enemy, and of course I die. So I'm not giving up yet. I'm going to try this again. I will at least do this bounty. And I look at this. I see there's icons missing on top. The icons where you can select the bounty are gone. Now they pop up all of a sudden. They're here, but there was a delay. So this is another issue or glitch that wasn't there before. Next issue here is the bounty characters are not even showing up. You can't even see them. There's a bunch of stuff missing here. Now it's finally popping up. I can see where I have to get the bounty. And look at this. I'm frozen again. For pretty much about 22 seconds solid right here, as you can see. I was actually measuring it. And I'm finally kind of able to move again. So I'm back at the place where the bounty starts, and this time I'm deploying my drone. Thought it's gonna speed things up a little bit, but as you can hear, you can't even hear the drone or the drone shooting. And by the way, the drone doesn't always work either. It's also a new glitch. And look at this. There's a guy shooting from there. I can clearly see where he's shooting from. For once I see where it's coming from. I look there with the scope. There's a pile of trash bags. There's no enemy there. Can you see that? There's not one single person there. Or at least not one that you can see. So at this point, I'm convinced that I'm not crazy, but there's definitely an issue with transparent enemies, especially since this has happened so many times now since the update, but never before. And I'm now going to investigate this area because there are clearly enemies there shooting at me, but I can't see anyone. Not one person. I had a little freeze there again. So there's at least one guy shooting here. But neither I nor my drone can see anyone. Can you see anyone? I can't see anyone. Yeah. You can even hear the voices. There's nobody here. Isn't that creepy? Well, I don't know what's happening here, but I found a couple of enemies far away from this place, which I took out. I don't know if they were related to this mission. But I'm going to go back in now, hoping that I'm not walking by a transparent enemy here. But I want to see again what's going on here, because this is where I experienced another transparent enemy a few minutes ago when I tried this bounty. And I'm gonna go, I just want to double check if there's really nobody here that I just missed. So I know all the enemies are supposed to be to the right. There's nobody on the balcony. I can't see anyone. He would be shooting at me by now, right? If there was somebody up there. Same if an enemy was right next to me. So, okay. Speaking of, see that? This doesn't make any sense. So here's another issue. When you respawn, sometimes it just kind of sits at 1%. And you can literally sit here for 10 minutes and nothing happens at all. So I've done that just to kind of see how long it really takes. And it will eventually pop out of this, but I'm not sure if it always does, because I usually lose my patience after like waiting for it for 5 minutes to respawn, and I just restart the game, which is quite frustrating. Well, to make it a little bit more interesting, it doesn't always sit at 1%. Sometimes it sits at 9 or 10%, but yeah, it's basically the same issue. And if you're patient enough to wait, you can see that this is what's happening. It basically goes from 0 to 100 all of a sudden. And to just add a little bit more interest to those bugs, or add a few more items to those bugs, here is another one. You cannot restock your ammo. Sometimes, not always. And while we're at it, this is actually an issue that existed before the update, and really the only issue I ran into, but it hasn't been fixed yet. So I keep checking on this mission every day to see if they fixed it.
Keep your eyes peeled and ears open. There's a strong outcast presence in the area, and a community that needs your help.
And as it does it properly is when you abandon a mission and you come back to it later, it actually starts from scratch again. That's exactly how it behaves right now. And that's how I wanted it, because I finished this mission almost all the way to the end when it told me I have to talk to this guy. And I tried to talk to the guy and the guy wasn't responding. So I was like, oh God, I gotta do this mission again. So I just left it. I came back and this basically happened. It acted like the mission was starting from scratch, but when you come here, there's nobody here. Absolutely nobody. There's not one single enemy here. It's absolutely just a dead mission. And as you can see, this is a mission that hasn't been fixed as of April 9th. And this mission probably has been broken since launch. just another annoyance. So the list of issues is actually quite extensive. There are a lot of major issues, but there are also minor issues, which I haven't shown in this video because I haven't recorded it, but they exist. It's, for example, that after you shoot some of the enemies, they remain standing in a T position. And that's more funny than that's annoying. That would be definitely not something I would complain about. I ran into this actually only once, but I heard it's a very common issue on PlayStation. And the missing UI is actually just one thing that I mentioned here in this video. What happens a lot too, and unfortunately I don't have that on video either, is that sometimes you go into your loadout and none of the guns, the images of the guns don't show. They're just literally not there, or any other loadout, they're just missing, so you kind of have to just try again and then they pop back up, which is also not such a big issue. I could kind of live with that. But also, again, not an issue that existed before. And another thing I wanted to mention is that I thought, oh, you know, maybe the issues just apply to certain areas of the map. So let me go into the dark zone and see if there are any issues in there. Maybe the dark zone is not affected by it. No, it's exactly the same thing. So the dark zone, it has exactly the same issues. Any area of the map, it doesn't matter which part you're in, has the same issues. I'm not so sure how many invisible walls exist and if they kind of glitch in and out, but they're definitely there and they're definitely annoying and they definitely need to be fixed. So with me not being able to do the bounties, and I don't even want to try the Roosevelt Island stronghold with those glitches, there's actually no point to even try because the game is hard enough with those glitches. Just kind of taking out regular enemies, forget having even to do a serious mission. I come back here every day to see if things are fixed, but it's like from day to day it gets more and more frustrating because I keep finding more stuff that's broken. And it almost seems to me like because there was absolutely no issues before in this game and I had such a blast playing it, and all of a sudden we have issues now but the PlayStation doesn't. It almost seems like they tried to fix PlayStation issues which then broke the Xbox and the PC. Being a developer myself, not a game developer, I'm actually a web developer, but I have done a lot of developing and I'm totally aware that sometimes you can fix something that's broken for one platform and then it will break it on all the other platforms, and that's just literally how it just works. And I just feel like I have gone and done a lot of research about those issues and I'm really puzzled that I feel like I can't find anything. I can't find anything on Google, I can't find anything on Twitter or Facebook or any social platform. I just can't find anything, and Ubisoft hasn't mentioned anything. And I know the only thing that people are aware of or mention sometimes on Twitter are frame rate issues, which I've had, but they're not so bad actually on Xbox at all. The sound issues and the T-pose, which is when you shoot an enemy and they keep standing upright in a basically with the arms out. And that's the only thing, but all the other issues that you've seen mentioned here in this video, I haven't seen anywhere. And I don't know why this is not being mentioned because I know other people have those issues. I'm just so frustrated with this game right now and I'm super disappointed because I just loved it so much before this update. And I'm hoping every day that they're gonna fix this. Please, Ubisoft, at least give us an update when you are able to fix this, or if you are looking into this. That would really be very much appreciated. So anyway, I hope you liked this video. Please leave me a comment and let me know if you have any of those issues or other issues that I haven't mentioned. I'd be very interested to know because I feel like I'm totally alone in this somehow. But yeah, anyway, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.